Yes, peace and greetings, everyone. I want to make sure before we get started that you all can actually hear me. So let me know if you can hear me, if you can hear me loud and clear. I just want to welcome you all in. Welcome on in, Priestess Nadra. Good to see you. You guys are checking in from Boston as well. Memphis in the house, Georgia in the house, feeling determined, all of these beautiful things. But let me know if you all can hear me. So put that in the chat and welcome on in. I just really felt inspired. I said, let's come on, let's just kind of do a chit chat. And so welcome in. Let me know where you guys are checking in from around the world. If you hear some noise, that's Baby Blue talking in the background. She's extra loud. But it is okay. How are we all feeling? Good to see you, Anubis. Yeah. Well, let's kick this off official, and happy 1010. I know we probably getting ready in like a minute or two. Welcome in New Diamond. Welcome in Tales of Mill. Welcome in Stevie Love, checking in from Vegas. I love that. Welcome on in from Indiana, Columbus, Missouri. Linda, welcome on in. So we're going to kick this off. We're going to get started, and then we're going to dive in. I'll be taking some more questions, talking about a few things going on energetically. And you all let me know, especially for the last share. So many of you seen some of the signs and symbols, and they were amazing, like literally amazing. I am super excited for everybody who's seen the signs and symbols. Remember, they're going to carry us through until we get to the end of the month. Well, not the end of the month, the end of the year. These signs and symbols are going to carry us through until we get to the end of the year. And I so love that for us. So here we go. You know what we do, because it's all about frequency. Yeah, y'all have to let me know how you feel about this. So grab something to drink, sort of sit back. You've seen some toys. I seen some toys. I seen the Brinks truck. What else did I see? I seen the Brinks truck. I seen some men with toys. But you guys seen all kinds of things. If you follow me on social, you would have been able to see Sheila did an amazing post that was really a whole full circle for her in the man dressed from purple. And she did an amazing job on that. But yeah, so many of you seen the children studying together. I got emails from all over the world of you guys seeing these auspicious signs and symbols. So check this out. Here we go.
Yeah, come closer. Welcome to the sound. Welcome to the flow. This is all about frequency with Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle. Speaks in rhythm, she moves in light, dropping jewels of the spirit in the day and night. Ms.Blue with a message, a voice so true. Every code she delivers is a gift for you. It's all about frequency. Ms.Blue is the key, the music is the portal, the path to be free. Ooh, we rise, higher we climb, guided by the oracle, in rhythm, in time. Yeah. The frequency's clear. us at any time. Yeah, you're tuned in with Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle. This is all about frequency.
Oh, yes. It is truly, truly all about frequency. And I want you all to see the 3 cards that I chose from my numerology deck that came up for this weekend. You all let me know when it comes to this energy for this weekend that we're stepping into. Lots of powerful energy. You've been seeing 222 all day, which is powerful. The first one, the vibe of commitment, 424. This energy that is coming in, it says, track your progress. Life is moving forward towards your aims. And I think that's so important because one of the things that we could have done is really sort of on this 1010 portal, and we still have about 3 or 4 days on the other side, is to begin to start moving ourselves forward towards our goals, our dreams, our desires. And, I really feel this very strongly. If you are here, this is not by coincidence or accident. I really wasn't even planning on coming on tonight because I did a whole live, a new series called The Frequency Line. And that frequency line I did on Instagram, which was amazing, had a lot of fun. So I wasn't going to come live tonight, but really I just kind of listened to my spirit and I said, let's do a community sort of kind of chit chat and come together. And yeah, so we can just tap in for the vibe of this weekend. So this 424, the vibe of commitment. The vibe of commitment is there. And it says, track your progress. And I think it's so important that we do track our progress. Like, really track your progress. Sometimes it can be so easy to get lost in the day to day, or get lost in what's happening in the world, or get lost in looking at signs and symbols and paying attention to our dreams. And we get so lost in that we forget to track our own progress. So I want us to do that. And this one right here, this 888, this has been coming up a lot because it is the vibe of legacy. And I want you to understand that that is something that we're building consciously or unconsciously. We are the custodians of the planet. We are building a legacy here. So whether you want to be responsible for a legacy or not, we're building a legacy. You are building a legacy. Has nothing to do with your family, your birth family, has nothing to do with that or your children. You are building a legacy. And this says your work is paying off. And I want someone in chat to let me know if you can feel that your work is paying off. Your work is paying off. You are building a legacy. And I want to give a very special shout out to the brother King Simon in the building. Good to see you. So your work is paying off. And it says 888, tap into the source. Tap into that source because your work is paying off for you. And so that 888 energy is reminding you of your legacy. It is reminding you that your work is paying off. Your work is paying off. Like, I don't know, like for me, that just gives me a whole new level of inspiration to know that all the work that I'm doing, the work that I'm doing on myself, the things that I'm putting out in the world, that the work is paying off. And that's true for all of us light workers. It truly is our time, this era of Renaissance, which is what we're calling the new sort of spiritual movement. And if you study history or you just are aware of the different waves of consciousness that happens on planet Earth, you know that we've had these waves before where there was a group of souls who have woke up to a new level of consciousness. And we see our elders and ancestors and those who've come before us, and they have put their work out into the world, and many of them still putting their work out into the world, right? Because this really has nothing to do with your age. You understand? Because you can be a new soul, an old soul on the planet. The difference is we are going to have some new souls who are waking up on the planet. And unfortunately, sometimes that wake up with the new souls comes through in a very, very volatile way, or a rock bottom kind of way. And then those of us who are old souls on the planet, we have come back for a particular purpose, to really be that light, to be that anchor, to be that source, and to help move the collective forward. So I love that. And then this right here, 2332, which is an unusual combination of frequencies that you see. But it is that powerful number, and in numerology, 23 is said to be one of the more powerful numbers in numerology for a lot of different reasons and on a lot of different levels of understanding that energy of the 23. And so we have that number of the 2 there, and that is the unity, right? That's the unity. That is the coming together. That is the masculine energy. That is the feminine energy. That is the unison energy of them coming together. That is sacred union energy. And it's everything that this world is built on. In fact, this is another reason why even here at this particular moment, October is so unique. October is so unique because it carries that vibration of the 1 and the 0. Now, most people don't count the 0, but those who really understand about the frequency, we understand that 0 is a powerful number. In fact, all the numbers are so powerful. And King Simon is in the building. I've interviewed this brother and had the pleasure of being on his program as well. He's been doing this work with numerology for such a long time. That's right. 23 is the royal star. That's right, of the lion and the lioness, the royal star. And that's going to equate back to astrology. It's called the royal star. And that star power, you understand? I think this is why we all, felt Kobe Bryant so much, because he carried that energy of that number, the 23. That's a vibrational number. And when you put it together, it vibrates to that number of 5. And we know here on planet Earth, everything is constantly changing. Everything is evolving. It's changing. And so this 2, 3, 3, 2. And I want you to look at that, the 23 and then the 32. This is the vibe of creativity. It is creation itself. It says time to use your creativity to reach your goals. I want you to think about that. This is your reminder that it is time for you to use your creativity to reach your goals. 2 most powerful people on the planet, the 2 most feared people on the planet, and I've told you guys this, is the scientist and the creatives. Two most powerful beings on the planet, the scientists and the creatives. Now, truth be told, it is our birthright to carry both of these avatar energies within ourselves and for us to be moving into this energy. It really is our birthright. So, that's what we have there for this weekend. I want to say welcome to everyone in the building. I am so glad that we are all here. I wanted to come on. I am going to be taking some of your questions. I know on the live on Instagram, I could not get to all the questions. Where I am right now is 12:12. It's 12:12. And 12:12 is that frequency where the higher octave is 33, you know, that Christ consciousness. And what we're going to be going through over the course of these next couple of months, and you can dive back into some of the past shares that I talked about for this energy, for you to be able to tap into it. This is one of the reasons why this is the perfect time for a lot of the work that we're doing at this particular time. Number one, it is Andromeda rising, right? Andromeda rising, galactic e-files. We already had our first transmission. I know you guys are still working with your star points, and so many of you are being activated into doing channeling, taking your work to a whole new level, expanding your awareness and consciousness. Your multisensory abilities are coming on. Dreams are becoming so powerful for those who are tapping in. It's not that we are looking for sentient beings to lead us, to guide us. No one sits over you. I want you to understand that you are a God, goddess essence within yourself. So it's not about worshiping. It's not about looking to other beings to save us. That's not what we're doing here at all. But we are recognizing that we are galactic citizens. And just like we may have our citizenship for the country or the continent that we're living in right now, we recognize that we are global here. And not only are we global here on Earth, we are galactically global. And that's if you want to look at it from more of a esoteric science, you can think of it in its simplest terms as this. A lot of the particles that we find in outer space, these are the same particles that we find inside of us. Do you realize that over a course of 30 days, how much starlight, dust, and powder and frequencies you breathe in? You breathe in over the course of a year over a ton of starlight. What is that light that you're breathing in? That is information. That is cosmic intel. This is why mankind, will always be fascinated with the stars. You can go back to some of the earliest recorded writings, and we have always looked to the sky. We have always looked to the waters because we understood that it was more than what its physical essence was showing us from Earth. And we come from these waters of noon. We come from these stars. We are star beings, all of us here. And we're able to channel down information. This is how humanity continues to keep evolving. We are channeling information from a higher source and a higher state of being and pulling this information in. And this is how you get downloads. This is how you get uploads. This is how you get activation. This is how this idea comes in. It is based on these fractal particles of charged cosmic light. Now, if you study the work and you go back to H.P. Blavatsky, where she was known for a lot of things, but one of the things she was really tuned into was the cosmic rays and the cosmic energy. And it led her on a quest to travel to different places and to different countries and to study different understandings and to bring that translation back to this part of the earth. Like many of you have been called to go to different places, whether it's different places in your cities, in your town, in your country, to travel to different parts of the world and to explore different types of medicine and energy. You know, I like to think that I am a medicine woman of the cosmic sky and a medicine woman of earth, because I bring these frequencies in from throughout the Milky Way, throughout galaxies beyond, and bring this medicine here for all of us here on the planet. And you too have your connection and your medicine that you are bringing in. So in essence, we are all oracles, and everyone has an oracle inside of them. If you're here and you're kind of called to this space, then I know that you have something inside of you that you want to share and you want to be of service and you want to do that work. And I want to keep encouraging. I want to keep reminding you and being that reminder that this is your time. This is our time. You could have had times before. You could have had many times before, but it is your time again. And if there is something calling you to do, to be, to change, to show up for, to be of service for, do it. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. I want to sort of push you to do it. You don't have to have it all figured out. Don't care about how many likes. Care who's watching, who's not watching, who's there, who's not there. This is something greater. Something greater is in store for you. Something greater is in store for the world. And we don't have enough of those conversations. And I like to be that voice for the collective to remind you to go get it, to do it, to be it, to start showing up. Don't wait until it's picture perfect. Don't wait until you get it all figured out. Do it. There are steps that you can begin to take in your life now. Do it. And with that, to whom much is given, got to get a little liquid magic. Much is required. And I'm going to say that again. To whom much is given, much is required. We've all heard this, right? And what is required is for you to ground yourself. That's why this work of self-love, this isn't child's play. If it was easy, everybody can do it. But yet people are saying they love themselves. They're saying they're doing things for themselves, but yet they can't get out of that loop. They can't get out of those bad habits. They can't move themselves forward. They can't get past their fears. They can't step into who they know themselves to be. And that's why we are on the precipice of moving ourselves into this new, what we're calling spirituality, right? I call it a path of expansion, a path of awareness, because that's really the journey that we're on. That's the real gag. You want to know what the real gag is? Spirituality is how you live your life. Your religion is what you do over and over every single day. And so I know so many are running from religion, but I want you to take and kind of flirt with that thought of religion and think about it. What is one thing, and I want you to put this in chat, that you practice your religion with every single day? What is that one thing that you do religiously every single day? Every single day, because that's your religion. What is that one thing you do religiously every single day? That is your religion. That is your religion. That is your religion. What is it? Anybody want to share? Welcome in, Gloria Love. Welcome in, Marie K. Welcome everybody on into the live. You stretch. That's your religion. That's a part of your religion. Because what I want us to do, if you're up for the challenge this weekend, is I want you to define your religion. Not based on social norms, not based on doctrine and old outdated systems. I want to know, what is your true religion? Like the brand that we all know back in the day, the jeans, True Religion. What is your true religion that you do every single day? I want it to be an action. Drink coffee. I want us to think in practical terms. Because if you do this the way that I'm telling you, you will have profound insight into your life, where you need to make that shift, where you need to change things. It needs to be there. Music is your religion. I see that. Eat on food, whatever food is feeding is. Think about what your religion is, because you will also see what religions are outdated. What religion, what part of your religious beliefs is holding you back. You will see this if you take time and really authentically tap into this. You will see what part of your religion is cultivating you, is giving you the courage. It is giving you the self-esteem. What part of the religion is helping you to achieve the things in your life? Digest herbs. Look at your religion. Listen to music. I want you to really, really think about it. Light yoga. Go outside and breathe. All right. We're telling all the pretty parts of our religion, and I'm cool with that. But I want you guys to think about the part of your religion, because this is what you do every single day. What part of this is holding you back? I think it's good. Yes, I want us to highlight the things in our religion that are there. But can we all agree, or can anyone agree, that there is part of our religion, because this just means something we do all the time, that is not effective for us, that is not helping us? What part of that religion? What part of that religion is that? Fuss. Is it complaint? Is it having negative thoughts? Right? Do we spend time doing that? Procrastinating, eating too much. What is that? Sleeping too much. Sometimes I get into those religion, be upset. See, when you can look at this and you can weigh the balance, because we are in this Libra season, you gotta be able to take a healthy look and weigh the balance. This is what all of this energy is coming up for. I'm not telling you to forget all the greatness and the goodness that you're doing. I'm telling you how to grow. I'm telling you how to evolve. And if you're not willing to look at your whole self, it's going to be difficult to get to where you want to get to. Hence the reason self-love is the new shadow work is still open. And class is going to kick off later this month after we get past the 20th. And thank you for everybody who has signed up for the class, because it's going to be so powerful. We're going to be together for 8 weeks. So we're going to kick this off, and we're going to be going all the way to December. And I want you to know that we're going to be putting in that work so we can move past A lot of people are doing a lot of great things, and I want you to see how to move yourself forward. These have been things to help me achieve dreams in my life that I never could imagine. That these are dreams that I'm living that is mind blowing to me. And I'm in gratitude. I'm in gratitude. I'm in gratitude for my community, for all of you for helping me. I'm in gratitude, you know, to the divine as well. I'm in gratitude for the blessings and the things that's coming my way. And I'm also in gratitude with myself for being able to do self love. And that's how I know self love is the new shadow work. Because this way, it doesn't create so much collateral damage. This way, it's almost like you're being handed your own blueprint that is so unique to you. You don't have to worry about following someone else's plan. It's your plan, it's your way, and you're able to see your progress. You're able to see the fruits of your labor in ways that you couldn't imagine. So I want you to think about that, right? The other thing that I want you to think about, and I'll put the link in there. Know that Andromeda Rising is still available. And so if you want to be a part of Andromeda Rising, you can do that. I'm going to put the link for both in the chat. They're also available. They're available in the show notes at the top as well. And so I see you guys putting all the things in. Now, I want you to think about how you express your spirituality. You say you're a spiritual person. So this is how you're navigating. So like some of you are saying connecting with source, you know, that's your spiritual system. And your spiritual system is how you're integrating these things in your life and how you're expressing that out into the world and how that transformation makes you feel on the inside as well. Oh, Phoenix, Dark Phoenix Rising says, you are the truth. I saw our armor truck flashing the very next day. I'm telling you guys, write those signs down. If you did not go back and listen to the last share I did, shame on you, because there is some blessings that is there for you. There is some positive omens. And I'm telling you, I've been doing these positive omens. Let me tell you guys how long I've been doing these positive omens. I've been doing positive omens for about a good 13 years. But I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I really started heavily getting into the positive omens because at one time, Brother Bobby Hemmett used to do readings. In fact, my very first reading I ever had was from Brother Bobby Hemmett, and he would do readings. And many of you may remember this who have been around for a while, but Brother Bobby used to do readings. And I remember he called me up one night and he said, Blue, I went in this spirit world. And he said, and the spirit world told me to turn over my readings to let you start doing them, that you are the one. He said, so when you're ready, he said, I have a lot of people that I have worked with, a lot of people who have followed me for years. He said, but you're the one I'm going to pass this on to. And at first I said, oh, no, no, Brother Bobby. He said, yes, you can do this. And so this was years before he even stopped lecturing. So if any of you have ever had the God Goddess reading from me, that is a combination of what Brother Bobby Hemmett used, the readings he would do, how he passed that on to me and showed me and taught me how to perform that reading. And when I did that reading, I started coming up with these downloads of these omens, these positive omens, and they were weird kind of things. And I would tell people watch cartoons if you watch cartoons, or your children, or look at people with t-shirts on, with graphic tees on, or you could be out at the coffee shop, or you could just be out and about, and I would see these symbols, and they would come in the craziest way. I remember one time it was on a cereal box, and I was like, is this real? Because it was happening for me first. And I noticed that Spirit was giving me the whole download, and I incorporated into the God Goddess reading these powerful omens. And so that's how that manifestation of that came to light. And then I started bringing it to the shows. And when we would be teaching self-invested class, I would give them out. And when I was doing the divine priestesshood, I would say, here's some positive omens for this week. I want to see, because really it started out as a test for me. I was like, okay, I want to put this out to other people. Because is it just me? You know how sometimes you question, is this really happening? And I was kind of young into the work then. So I was like, is this me, or is this really happening? So I started telling you guys, I started telling everyone, and they would come back and say, you said something so crazy. A lady dressed up like a kangaroo holding a sign with a red purse. And people were screenshotting pictures from all over the world, sending me these crazy signs and symbols saying, I seen it. Like, you would think some of this stuff you would never see, but they were seeing it because it exists. It exists. There's so many different layers. I want you to know that, see how I'm wiggling my fingers, wiggling my hand? That's how close the spirit world is to us. We are walking through dimensions of the spirit world all day. You're walking through dimensions. You are walking through portals. You are walking through all kinds of, you're just walking through things. You're walking through portals. You're walking through dimensions. All kinds of stuff. We're breathing in starlight dust. What's happening right now, a lot of people want to focus on the heart chakra. I don't think personally, for old souls, you don't need to do anything for your heart. You need to stay out of it. Because what do I tell you guys? And we're going to do class. We're going to do class right now. What do I tell you guys? Look at this. This is the heart. The heart is neutral. The heart is a neutral space. It is where the physical and the spiritual world both meet. It's neutral. It's absolutely neutral. Neutral. It's a neutral space. Neutral. So, the heart is neutral. Stay out of your heart. What we're doing now is we are working on the crown chakra. Shouts out to everybody who's in Andromeda rising, because we talked about this, and we will be talking about it during the next transmission, and you guys are working on it through your 30-day plan of your star point of where you're coming in, the group that you're connected to in Andromeda. You're going to hear a lot of talk about the veil becoming thin, but I want you to know what I'm telling you is that you have your own veil, and that's the veil that you need to thin. Because that veil that you have there, just like when a baby is born and they have that soft spot in the top of their skull, their veils are wide open. Their veils are so wide open because they are directly connected back to source. And this is why children are so powerful, and they bring such a powerful energy when they come to the planet. But your veil, right? You have to lift your veil. You do that through self-awareness, and you do that through expansion of your consciousness, of knowing who you are. That's how you lift your veil. What the veil, you want the veil to do is to expand. And as it expands, it looks to me like, I'll draw a picture. It looks to me like this. And I can't draw. So don't laugh at my drawing. Don't laugh at my drawing, okay? It looks like this. It looks like a web. You know, it looks like a web that's there. And what you want that veil to do, because it starts out like this, you want that veil to go like this. You want it to stretch and open. And as that veil opens, it allows finer particles of light, finer particles of Kundalini energy. Remember, there's two forms of Kundalini energy. One form of Kundalini energy that is activated and it comes from Earth. And then there's another form of Kundalini that comes from outside of our galaxy. And that's what you want to open that veil for. So in that crown chakra, that information can get in. Because if the veil is too tight and it's not open, it's going to, all of the things that are there, it's going to block it. It's going to block that information. It's going to block that information getting in. And then on the adverse, when you're trying to raise your frequency, you're trying to get rid of doubt, it can't get out. It's nowhere for that to get out because it's too locked in. So as you're trying to break through of the limiting beliefs, of the pain from childhood, of things you experience in your life, you're trying to break through and come through the veil. This is why sitting in silence is important. Practices such as meditation, practices such as movement of the body, so Tai Chi and yoga, or even quite frankly, stretching. Somebody mentioned that, just to stretch or just to be out in nature and walking around. This self-awareness of who you are, of really being anchored inside of your body, will help you to relax that veil so it can begin to expand. Asking yourself questions and becoming curious about yourself, your thoughts, the world that is around you. All of these things is what opens and expands the veil. Your crown chakra. That's what's expanding. You know how in a lot of pictures you will see the halo depicted around enlightened beings? Well, that halo is that luminescent glow from the external Kundalini that comes from outside of our galaxy, that comes inside, and it illuminates the being, and this is what's coming out. This is what's being illuminating, and that's where you can see the halo. So you can see that around Jesus. You can see it around Buddha. You can see it around all of them. This is where the halo begins to glow. You can see that effervescence come, right? And it begins to electrify your auric field that is all around you. And then it begins to feed that energy into the higher states of consciousness in your being. And so it allows you to take in more light, to take in so much more light. So you're able to pull in and take in more light. And then once the light gets inside of you, now this is where the work comes in. This is where alchemy comes in. And you transmute that light. You become a translator. You transmute that light into knowledge and information that you can use here in this world. And this world, you can transmute it. And that's when you have that spark of light and you say, wow, I know exactly what I need to be doing next. I know exactly what I need to stop doing. I know exactly where I need help. This is where you become self assured. This is where you become centered and anchored within yourself. And so when life happens, because there are certain things that happen on this planet that some we signed up for. Let's just keep it a buck. We signed up for some of it. And some of it is because of choices and decisions that we are making. But whatever the reason is, when it happens, you're not baffled. You're not scared. You simply know that you have it within you to overcome this challenge, no matter what it is. In fact, you know how people always would say this little saying, just when things get you know you close to a breakthrough when things are breaking down. You got to have a breakdown to have a breakthrough. I don't necessarily believe that that is the only way that we must travel and grow on the planet at this time. But what I will tell you is you will become more sensitive. The closer you're getting to where you're growing, you will become more sensitive. And so what may happen is that job, it's almost time for you to leave. And now suddenly, everybody irritates you on that job. Suddenly, you can pinpoint and see everything wrong with that whole environment. Suddenly, you no longer get along with the people on that job no more. Suddenly, the place you were loved to come to, you fear. It's a couple of things that is going on. You're becoming sensitive to everything. And wherever those parts of you that need to evolve, you need to transmute, it's like somebody's going to turn the light up on it and shine it on you bright. And you're going to be able to see, whoa, I can see where I need to make adjustments. I can see that there is a breakthrough coming here. I can tell that there is something different that I'm supposed to do, how I'm handling this situation. Maybe it's time for another position. Maybe I've wore this department out, or maybe it's time for me to leave altogether. And I'm seeing everything now. That should bring you comfort. It should bring you joy, and to let you know to stay present. And to know that these are the things that is being amplified. So what are you going to do about it? Because you don't want to take this into your next era, your next chapter, your next relationship, your next job, your next apartment, your next house, your next business, your next friendship. You don't want to bring this with you. And often what people do is they, as my best friend would say, they take off running. But they don't realize you've taken off running, but you're running right back into the same situation. The players, the positions are just different. And so fast forward, now you're in the same situation. It just looks different. And you say to yourself, oh my God, this happened before. Why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep picking the same kind of friends? Why do I keep having the same relationship? Why do I always get on a job and these things happen? Why is the same thing? Because you didn't change. You took that to mean that there is nothing wrong with me. And there isn't. It's only them. They are the problem. And so if I get rid of them, if I get rid of this situation, if I move away from this place, if I start doing something different, then everything will change. But I want you to know that everything is an inside job. You change the world by going within. And so that cliche statement that the mind is all, it doesn't mean to use your mind, but it lets you know that when it comes through the filter of this reality, the mind should not be the leader, but the mind is the lens in which you will project your precious, your most divine wishes, goals, feelings, and thoughts through. The mind is what's going to project it. And so you have this thought, you give it to the mind, and the mind says, it's there, it's them. Because the conscious mind, what I call the false matrix, it's only going to do one or two things for you. The mind only excuses you or accuses you. That's it. That's all the mind does. It excuses or accuses when you're asking it to perform a task that it wasn't created to do. If it is not something practical, if it's not something in the present moment, if it is not something logical, then it is not a job for the mind. That is an illusion. Now, the mind has to play a significant role in what's happening, but the mind should not be the leader. And when you give it tasks that it's not supposed to do, over processing, overthinking, this is why mental illness and mental disturbances on the planet is at an all-time high. All-time high. Because we are using our mind. We are running our minds in the ground. We have ran our minds in the ground so much that so many people really don't realize it. But ChatGPT is giving their mind a break. It's giving their mind a break because ChatGPT and all of this AI is really telling us you're using the mind for the wrong reason. And because you're using your mind for the wrong reason, I will take what the mind is supposed to be used for and I will do it for you. And that, I think, is a great mistake. Don't give up your mind. Use it for what it's supposed to be used for. Tap into your multisensory abilities and it will blow your fucking mind because you will have options. You will see things in ways you never thought of. When you're sitting there, and I'm telling you guys this, and I get this in sessions all the time, people say, oh my God, I never thought of that. Because the mind can't. That's the power of connecting with your higher self and getting out of your mind. So if you haven't explored your body this week, figure out what it feels like in your gorgeous, beautiful, sacred temple to explore other parts of your body. Stop hanging out in the false matrix. Learn what it feels like to hang out in your thighs. What does it feel like to hang out in your toes? Or what does it feel like to hang out in the lower half of your body? And just kind of sit in that space and just be in that place of the lower half of your body. You will find that it will be difficult to ask the mind a question that is not designed. You will see that this loop of this thought that you just can't stop, it'll stop. You will notice that it becomes quiet. You're not going to hear all of this in the background. You're going to have clear thinking, clear vision, clear thoughts. You're going to move clear. It's going to be silent. And that's the way the mind should be. Until you say, hey, I need to figure out how much it's going to cost me to make this move. I need to take a look at what ingredients I need to put in to create this dish that I'm creating. This is what the mind must do. I had to drop down in my body today, baby. Hung out in the root. That's what I'm talking about. You will find peace. This is where anxiety comes from. This is all of these things. These things come from overworking the mind. So that's a good one to grow on for the weekend. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the All About Frequency song again. Who's up for that? And then I want to take your questions. If you all have questions, I want to take your questions. I want to also invite you to let me know if this is your first time tuning in or if you were invited here. I am Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle, and I just want to welcome you on in. Glad to have you here with the Soul Family, as we call it. And yeah, we're just kind of chit-chatting. I got me, a little bit of sparkling water with a little bit of liquid magic in it. And then I can answer some questions. If you guys have some questions and you want to ask some questions, we can do some questions. How does that sound? Okay, so I'm going to play the intro again just because I want to hear this version. You all let me know what you think. It's not going to be this or that. I think we should keep them both. Let me know. I think we should really keep them both. But this one is just kind of when we doing a little bit of after dark kind of talk. So let's see. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. So don't forget to hype this video up. I would love and welcome on in Tracy Joe Hill. It is your first time. Thank you so much for being here and welcome to the Soul Family. So here we go.
Yeah, come closer. Welcome to the sound. Welcome to the flow. This is all about frequency with Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle. Speaks in rhythm, she moves in light, dropping jewels of the spirit in the day and night. Ms.Blue with a message, a voice so true. Every code she delivers is a gift for you. It's all about frequency. Ms.Blue is the key, the music is the portal, the path to be free. Ooh, we rise, higher we climb, guided by the oracle, in rhythm, in time. Yeah. The frequency's clear, the soul shines through. Say it with me. I can alter my course at any time. Yeah. You're tuned in with Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle. This is all about frequency.
Oh, wow. You guys like it? You love that? Let me know. Let me know how you feel about that one as well. Positive Queen on Purpose says, oh, love this. Thank you for that. Thank you, sis. Thank you. You guys, the song is beautiful. You love it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I like this version when we're kind of like sitting back. I really like this version. Yeah, I wanted to put that on in the background because I just kind of got a download and I wanted to put that in there. And I see you guys are writing your questions. Yeah, put that in there, and I'm gonna go through and answer your questions. Can you guys hear me, or is the music too loud? Hi, Renika. Welcome on in. If you have a question, put the question mark with the semicolons in chat, and then that way, when I search for it, I can find all of your questions. I can find those who have questions and I can begin to answer your questions. Uh-oh, let me go back down. Let's see. Somebody asked a question. I gotta go all the way back down. Let's see. Yeah. You could vibe to this all day. Yeah. Nice little chill vibes. Can y'all still hear me, or is the music too loud? Okay, Stevie, put a question mark and semicolon in chat. You guys, you got to do it this way. Otherwise, the chat, I will never be able to find the question. And this is just an easier way to do it. Ooh, I want to talk about it, New Diamond. You always have the greatest things going on. You are transforming so fast. It is incredible, and I'm excited for you. I am excited for you. So let's see. It's been a long time since I've really liked music these days. What a pleasure. Well, thank you for that. Yes. Question mark. You guys, do I need to do we need to go to school? Let me let y'all go to school. Okay, let me let y'all go to school. You're going to put a question mark and a semicolon. This is the only way I'm going to get your question, and then you're going to type your question afterwards. Then you're going to type your question afterwards. Love you too, New Diamond. Then I want you to type your question afterwards. That's how you're going to do your question. That's how you're going to do your question, okay? All right. So let's see. And y'all let me know, because my setup I have here, y'all see I'm wired, right? I'm wired tonight. So I'm in a different part of my house. I'm wired tonight. But listen, I don't want the music to be so loud that y'all can't hear me. Well, we're going to cut the music off. Let's just do that. Let's just cut it off. Let's just cut the music off. And so I'm going to search for your questions, and I'm going to start answering the questions. And I want to say thank you to everyone who put the questions in there. Because see, then I can just do like this. I can get your question, and we could keep it copacetic. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Ooh. Okay. I see you, sis. Y'all got some juicy questions right now. Ah. Y'all got some juicy. Thank you, Stevie. I got your question. Okay, so I have enough questions to work with right now. Um, woo. Okay, all right. Somebody's asking me to do something. I'm gonna do that. Let me do that. Let me do that. Um, mm, okay. Give me 1 second. 1 second. 1 second. Ooh, that was the wrong 1 second. I hit the wrong button. I'm going to put this up here because I was asked to do it, and I can't be telling y'all not to do stuff and then I don't do it. Okay. And then what I want to do, I want to put this here. Okay. All right. So there you go. Somebody asked for my Cash App. There you go. And I want you to know it's not required for you to do that, but if that is something you feel called to do, then there you go. All right. So let's get to the questions, and I'm going to answer them in the order they were received, and let's see if we can put the questions on screen so you guys can also can y'all see that? Is that big enough for you to see the question? There. All right. So Kat says, is reincarnation a trap? In other words, is it a way for us to get another go round to accomplish our mission, or is it a way to keep us trapped on Earth? I really love this, and thank you for. Did somebody do that? You know what? Thank you so much. And I'm going to give you guys a shout out for everybody who does that. Thank you so much, New Diamond. Thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat donation. So let's talk about it. Reincarnation is not a trap. It's not. I want you to think of it this way. Your quest here to be on the planet is by choice. We are sovereign beings. And so it is our soul that is choosing to come here to experience and to grow. It's just like someone saying to you, you go to school. But once you reach a certain level of school, you can cut the light on if you need to. It's baby blue, y'all. When you reach a certain level, you can decide whether or not you want to go to college. No one forces you to go to college. And here's the other gag. You can go to college and no one is really forcing you to finish. It's your choice. And I want you to think of school more like uni or college, right? Or going to the university. No one is forcing you to finish college, but that may be your choice to say, no, I want to get that degree. I don't care how long it takes me. I want to get that degree. But we are all free agents. And so coming here and leaving here, no one is forcing you to stay here. Now, I preference that by saying, how do I feel about this? And I'll tell you based on talking to our loved ones on the other side, other spirit beings, um, other ascended masters, and also just channeling information. I truly, truly believe that at one time, the agreement on the planet was that you have this plan for yourself. and you are to fulfill this plan. And if you don't fulfill this plan, you will come back until you have fulfilled the plan. I do. But as humanity continue to evolve and to grow and to raise our frequency, what ended up happening is that that agreement changed. It changed. And one of the biggest changes that we've seen that we haven't seen in hundreds of years was when we went through Y2K. Do you guys remember that? When we came into the 2000s. And so there was a period of time that we held on to this agreement, and then all contracts were resolved. All contracts were resolved. They were resolved. And we no longer had this sort of soul contract that was binding us together, that's saying that if you're in this family, you have to stay in this family. If you're in this. And I want you to think about, like, there are some parts of the world that still operate on the caste system. See, but if you notice, as time is prevailing, even we can look to the Middle East, we can look to India, we can look to other countries on the continent of Africa. And a lot of these things are changing, not drastically, but they are changing. They are changing. They are drastically changing. And they're changing because we have a new agreement. And so you're not punished. How you leave here is how you leave here. I know we all would like to think, but these are our old religious systems that say, oh, if you do good, you go to heaven, and if you do bad, you go to hell. That's not how it works. You live the life that you live. You go to the heaven or hell of that life of whatever you're choosing. And you return back to source. And you can decide that you want to come here and you want to experience Earth again. Or you may go to some of the other millions and millions of other galaxies out there and experience something different in another lifetime. Earth is not a trap, and Earth is not a punishment. This was simply our choice. This is why you're hearing this word, sovereign being. You are a sovereign being and you're becoming a sovereign being. This is why you're hearing these words. This is why this is coming to light for you, because we are sovereign beings. So the family that you're born in, this is why it seems like we're stripping away the family code. And I know we talk about this a lot in America, but actually it's happening all over the world. The same traditions that our ancestors once did, as generations go on, they're not following those traditions because they're not governed by those codes. They're coming in as sovereign beings. And so to me, it is moving us more to a unity consciousness than as opposed to a cultural partnership. So we are becoming more galactic citizens, right? We are becoming more universal citizens of the planet. And that's ultimately the goal. Do I think we'll make it there? Probably not in my lifetime or many lifetimes to come. We are far off from maybe getting to that exact point. But I also want you to know there is nothing wrong with planet Earth. There is nothing wrong with Earth. This is a place of great contrast where you have free will and you can decide how you want to express that and what you came down here to create. So there you go, Kat. Thank you so much for the question. Are we still good? It looks like things stopped moving over there. All right, let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next question. The next question is by Aria Cooper. Let's see, are you still here with us? You want to talk about your mother. And first of all, I want to say condolences to you on your mother's making her transition. And let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if we can bring your mother through and see how she's doing. Actually, your mother is doing very well on the other side. One of the things that she's kind of showing me, it looks like her passing was something that maybe the family knew was possible, but very unexpected. She's showing me a building. She's taking me down a block. I see several cars parked outside. I even see a car on, looks like grass or the yard. A door, a house. It almost makes me think that maybe she took ill in the house, or she passed away in some sort of home. Could be her home or some sort of facility. I don't know if you're still here, because she's showing me these windows here, and how she left through a window of some sort, and yeah, she was able to move, to dance, and to move and to dance and to find her way. I do see she was a little scared in her passing. She passed in a skilled nurse facility. I want you to look at this, because she was showing me where she was at, and that she said, Ms.Blue, I popped out and left out of the window. That she left out of the window, and she said, I got out of there. She left out of the window, but she is doing well. She is showing me that there is some sort of celebration. She's holding out a some sort of birthday cake. And so either there is a birthday coming up. She wants the family to know that she will be at the celebration. Someone has something that they will be celebrating, a birthday or something of that nature that's coming up. The other thing that I'm seeing here, I really can't draw. She's laughing at me right now because I can't draw. I don't know what this is, but is someone taking a trip? Are you about to take a trip? Is someone getting on a plane? Her birthday is November the 6th. She's acknowledging this birthday, and here she's telling me someone's taking a trip. I believe it's you that have a trip that is planned. She is very excited for you. Your daughter graduates high school in May. That would be a little too far off, but she is giving me the big smiley face for things to come. And yeah, is someone in the family pregnant or about to have a baby? Because she is showing me a ball of light. So I don't know if it's you or someone in the family, someone close in the family, perhaps a sibling or someone. Because when spirits, they either show me the physical baby, or when they hold their hands out and they have a ball of light, there is a baby or some sort of baby that is on the way. So, someone in the family may be having a baby. Someone in the family. Let me know. Is it you? Is it someone? Because she has a ball of light. So this would mean that the person is either found out they're pregnant and they just found out recently, or they will find out within the next 2 to 3 months that there is going to be a baby coming the family, into the family. So, but your mother is doing wonderful. She has her strength back. She's excited about that. She visits the family constantly. She is around. She's telling me she's around. Um, if you guys hear somebody ring the doorbell or knock at the door, but you go and no one's there, she has this thing with doors. So she's doing that. But just keep an eye out if it's not you that's having a baby. And keep in mind, you don't have to actually have a physical baby. It could actually be a baby that is that could come into the family. You don't know how you could be blessed. You could meet a friend that could have a baby or something of that nature. So there you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Let's go to the next question. I want to say thank you to you guys for the super chat donation. Really, thank you. All right. Let's go to Positive Queen on Purpose. Do healing codes really work? Absolutely. Healing codes really work because we're talking about frequencies. Now, if you're talking about healing codes in the essence, there are many different ways that healing codes can come in. They can be through numbers, they can be through frequencies, but I don't want you to get so caught up in healing codes as in looking at just the numbers. But healing codes work. They work as a vibration and a frequency. Here's something you could actually do, Positive Queen on Purpose. If there is something that you want to heal, I want you to pay attention to your thoughts, because really the healing codes are working based off of your own frequency. So right now, it is the time where I am. This is the time. I want you to document the time. If there is something you need to heal within yourself, I want you to look at the time. You can actually look at the time. You can use numerology, or you can get on one of the healing code grids and you can look at the frequency of 120. So 120, there is also a whole divination system that is built. And I want you guys to know this. I love that you're in chat. I want you all to know that if something resonates with you and you're in chat and I'm reading for someone, know that we're a soul group. So when you enter into this space, your soul group, it can resonate with you as well too. So I want you to know that. I just wanted to say that for somebody, because someone is saying when I'm did the reading for the sister and her mother, that it felt like it was connecting with them and their loved one too. and I want you to take in what works for you. Take in what works for you. But I want you to think about the healing codes work, because we're talking about frequency and vibration. That's all what this is. It's energy. And it's a way for us to code these energy codes. You understand? Just like you can take a book and you can flip through the pages and you can use it as an oracle, and you can read whatever is coming up on that oracle, and that's going to answer a question for you. So healing codes do work. I created a deck when I did the color chemistry course, and they had numbers on the deck. I don't have it in front of me, otherwise I would show you what it looks like. And you hold the cards and you can place them on your body, and you repeat the codes of the card, and that will amplify the energy within your body. Remember, all of it works. But I want you to remember this, and I'm sure you probably know this, Positive Queen, because you're an intuitive sister. All of these things are tools. None of it comes to life unless you do. You are the real magic. Hence, one of my greatest sayings is to know your magic. Know your magic, because you can use anything to heal yourself, and anything can become a healing code, right? You can charge this water, and this can become medicine for you. You can look at a picture. That's why when I create the graphics, I put healing light codes and frequency, high frequency codes, 5D frequency codes into everything that I do. I curate spaces before I come on live. I curate this space so it's an elevated state of consciousness. This is why when many people, you come into this portal, because we're entering into portals, you feel something different. A big part of my work, a big part of my purpose is to get you to raise your frequency, either to the level of where I am or raise it to an even higher frequency. But none of it works, absolutely none, until you activate it. You are the magician here, and you are activating these codes. You are activating these signs and symbols. You are the one engaging that is making the magic come to life. That's what's making it come to life. So, healing codes work. And I did a whole class on that some years ago. Maybe we'll play around with it. Sounds work. So when you hear the harmonics, when you hear the binary codes, when you hear the binary beats, when you hear the frequency, all of these things. But remember, there is what we call on earth a positive and a negative side to everything. Nothing's truly negative, right? But there is a higher vibration, not in better, but different. And I want us to start thinking of vibration, not in better or worse, but in difference. So there is a higher vibration of everything on the planet, but there is a reverse side, often known as a lower side, or often known as a shadow side. The difference is you. What are you using this pen for? Are you using this pen for something of a higher frequency or a lower frequency? Because it can be used for both. What determines if it is higher or lower is the person who is using it and the intent behind what they're doing. Same thing with this water. I can use this for something healing, something loving, something, you get the point. Or I can do something crazy like throw it on my lap. I can do it for something destructive. So yeah, so they work. So if you've been called to tap in to healing codes, play around with it. When you have a powerful download, this is why I always tell the divine priestess, if you get a download or something comes in, get you a pen and a piece of paper. Don't just write the date, write the time, because you're going to see that time that time is going to almost seem like it's following you, but it's not following you. Your auric field and energy is synchronizing these codes of light that are coming through numbers. So that's why some of you are saying 222 has been coming up for me. 333 is coming up for me. 187 keeps coming up for me. And it keeps calling your attention because it is synchronizing with your consciousness. You, as the magician, have to decode what is my higher self speaking to me? What is it trying to tell me? Because it's not coming from outside of you. I want you to start thinking it's coming from inside of me. What is it trying to tell me? And that's how you'll tap into some deeper esoteric magic, and you'll be able to use this because we don't want to be a number chaser. Seeing a number and having no clue what it means, or seeing a sign and being totally clueless. Once you start reversing that to realize that this is being activated from within, then your question will be a little different. You may just want to explore other options. Okay, hey, Ms.Blue, what do you get from this? This is what I got going on, but what are you picking up? That's how you should be asking questions to others. You already have yours, but you're saying, let me see if I can get some sort of kind of confirmation here from someone you trust, someone you know that's in alignment with you and how you do your work. That's the importance of having a soul group, having teachers to come in your life. It's not that we're teaching you anything. We're helping you to remember who you are, and we're able to reflect that back to you. And everyone needs someone in their life that can authentically reflect something back to them. So that's how you want to play around with that. Like, dang, why does this number keep showing up for me? I know what I'm getting, but when I talk to Ms. Blue, I want to see, because I'm getting something real different. And I'm Googling it. That ain't it. I'm getting something different. And I want to kind of test it with a few people that I want to see what they're getting. You understand? And still feel free to trust always what you're getting from it. Trust that. Trust that. Yeah. So powerful question. I love that question. And I love your name. Positive Queen on purpose. You understand? Ain't nothing like being on purpose. Listen. Woo, we got to be on purpose. Ain't nothing like being on purpose. Okay, let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next question. This is from Stevie Love. Ms. Blue, greetings. My life has changed so much since the All About Frequency class. Yes. And shouts out to everybody in the All About Frequency class who graduated from the All About Frequency class. Absolutely love it. You said so many miraculous encounters. Can you tell me what I see next for you? See, this is one of those questions. I'm telling you, Stevie knows what she sees next for her. She want to see, do Ms. Blue see this next for me? Can Ms. Blue see what I see that is next for me? So, here we go. To step deeper into your healing practice and share that more with the world. For you to come out of hiding and to get out of just being of service and learning how to be of service with yourself. So you can share more of yourself with the world. And so this is you truly stepping in fully into your calling in a big way. Because you're getting out of that fear, Stevie. You're getting out of that fear that has to do with money and the material world. In the material world, I want you to feel good to be a material girl. And I'm certainly not telling you to go chase cars and chase a bag. That's not what I'm telling you. I'm saying to be comfortable in a material world, to go out and touch things like touch the tree and touch the grass and know what it feels like to pick fruit from a tree and eat it in real time, to walk along the beach and allow the water to, you know, waves to come in and sort of kind of bless you with the waters from the oceans, to go to climb atop of a mountain so you can see the sky in its totality. I need you to become more material so that you can learn how to move and how you're moving with the currents on the planet, because this is a big part of your medicine that you bring. You think it's all in your silence, but as I get inside of your auric field, it's actually pretty loud inside of you. And I want you to get outside so you can have your full expansion. And I really feel that nature will help you expand. For you to go outside, touch a tree, and maybe find a good playlist and get a blanket and have lunch in a park, where you can put your feet on the ground and you can see nothing but hills and trees and sky around you, so you can expand yourself and see how far you can go, and not keeping yourself locked into your tempo. And so what is next for you is this expansion, is this healing, is this transformation, to step deeper into your practice, into your medicine, and into your work. And the first thing I see coming online that is just going to blast out, it's going to be your throat chakra. It's going to be your voice. Yeah. So that's what I see for you, Stevie. I sure do. There you go, my love. There you go. All right, let's go to the next. Oh, I skipped questions. Y'all don't get me. Don't get me, y'all. Please don't get me. I skipped questions. I thought I was at the top and I was at the bottom. You ever did that? You thought you was thought you was at the beginning of something and realized your ass was at the end. Y'all ever do that? You ever thought you was about to finish doing something and realize, clock it, you was just starting? You wasn't you you wasn't almost done. You was just getting started. I love this question, New Diamond. Ms.Blue, my ears are ringing so loud. So loud. So loud. And a high pitch. What is going on? Well, here's a couple of things that's going on. That ear pitch, that ringing in the ear that you're hearing is light codes. The sister Positive Queen on Purpose talks about light codes. There is a fluctuation of blue light that is coming into the planet. That's coming into the planet right now. It is opening up dimensions and portals with this blue light. This blue light is coming in and it's bringing frequencies. And what you're doing is you're picking up cosmic frequencies. With Atlas 31, or however we want to say it, as it has moved into our closer orbit, I kid you guys not, I am getting anywhere between 4 to 5 emails a day of people telling me about this high pitch ringing in the ear that is happening, because there is a recalibration that is going on. This recalibration that is going on is connected to our DNA. It is connected to our Merkaba. And when that Merkaba starts to spin, it is sonic waves. It is sonic frequencies. And you will hear it in the background, almost like a bumblebee that has gotten too close, or like you got earmuffs that are sitting outside of your ears. And it's this low hummer that you're hearing. And then sometimes it peaks. It just, it'll just peak. You're picking up this frequency because your vibration is raising, it's rising up. Hence the reason with this Andrometer rising. Remember, I told you guys in class, whether you take this class or not, Andrometer is rising. Now, what does that actually mean? That means that you are in tune with all of the, that's my fridge. You're in tune with all of the energy on the planet, all of the crystals on the planet. And some of you have been drawn to start working with your crystals. All of the crystals on the planet are getting retuned. And let us not forget, in the center of Earth, there is a huge, huge, huge crystal, mainly a clear quartz crystal. And that crystal is attuning the frequency as well. This is what keeps the planet spinning. And that hum noise is letting you know that we are traveling through the photon belt. And our DNA is changing. We're becoming more crystalline beings. And when you hear that, it's a sign to listen to your body. When you need more rest, make sure you're eating good foods. Make sure you are spending time out in nature, not just in the sun, but you also give yourself an opportunity to look at the stars, to gaze at the stars. Getting the rest that you need, getting the quiet time away from sometimes some of our electrical things, because that interference sometimes can bring about migraines. It can cause you to feel a little off tilted, off balance as well, but giving yourself all of that time you need because you are recalibrating. And so that blue light, it's hitting some key points on the planet. I've talked about this for years, but these key points it's hitting on the planet. Not to mention, we have visitors. And I don't need to tell you that, New Diamond. You are in the Andromeda Rising class, but visitors are amongst us. And so anytime we have these major portals and these astrological lineups and these things that are happening, it is opening up other dimensional energy. Mind you, I want to talk about this because here's another thing. Know that all of the dimensions on the planet is available to us at all times. You guys know that, right? So literally 5D is not coming. 5D is a state of awareness and frequency. You can be in 5D at all times. And so that's another thing. Those of us who are quote unquote doing the work, we are raising our state of consciousness. I don't know if you noticed, but the world seems like it's separating. And I've talked about this for years. It seems like the world is separating. And not just on a physical level, because there are so many earthquakes. And if you all did not hear my prediction video, I want you to go back and look at the predictions for 2025. So the world is separating, and you're feeling the vibration, you're feeling that shake. That's the physical representation of what's happening in the world. There is a separation that is happening. And it's almost as if you can sit back, and when things are going on, it's almost like there's a whole nother world going on. And you're not in that world. Well, as a light worker, a big part of our call is for us not to be in the world or of the world and in the world, right? It's for us not to be of that, but we are to go back into the world to be of service, to share our gifts and our talents and the things that we have in the world. See, that's the part about taking this journey and raising your consciousness a lot of people don't talk about. In the beginning of your journey, you separate. Most of us want to do that. We want to completely separate from everything worldly, everything material, everything that people are chasing, the grit and the grind. We want to separate ourselves from all of that. And you're supposed to, so that you can anchor yourself and guide yourself. But once you've anchored yourself and guided yourself, then you feel that you have another calling. Most people define that as their purpose, and they want to be of service to help others. Well, that's when you got to go back in. That's the warrior spirit. You're coming back into the world, but you're not coming back in the way that you once was. You're not coming back in, even if you look the way you do. You may look the same. You may work on the same job. You may still live in the same neighborhood. You may still eat some of the same foods, but you're not coming back in the same. You have a different state of awareness and you have a different purpose that you're coming back for. So you're coming back in. So you're on double duty now, because now you have this calling over here, but your main purpose, all of our purpose, is ourselves. To love ourselves, to experience the things that we feel we are called to experience here. Everything else is just the icing on the cake. It's up to you whether you want to share that with the world or not. You're not, someone asked the question earlier, you're not going to be punished. You're not going to burn in hell. All of these outdated, old, antiquated ways of thinking, that those things don't happen. You can't burn a physical body when it's in spirit. So that in itself should tell you. But you do get to live the life that you have charted, but you don't get extra brownie points for being world good. You don't. And you don't get punished for doing other things. Where the punishment comes in is when you're not being true to who you are. That's the hell sentence. That's the punishment. When you are not authentically connected to yourself at a soul level, and you do not realize that you come from a greater existence than what is present here. That's being in the material world. When you think that the world is happening to you and you are living in fear, you are living in guilt, you are living in low self-esteem, and you lack your own self of awareness, and you lack your own power, and you feel that everything outside of you has more power over you. There is this dark demon that's coming to get you. There is this evil force that's going to do this to you, and you can do nothing about it. And if you don't do this, you're going to be punished. That is hell. That is the true darkness. That's the darkness. So that ringing in the ear, because these are ascension symptoms. But remember, the goal of ascension is not to leave here and go to heaven. That's old world thinking. It is to anchor yourself here and to show up as you feel your divine purpose is. It's not to go off into some la-la land where it's going to be better, where you're going to be saved and you won't have to worry. No. See, the true gods and goddesses know that you can bring heaven to earth. This is the purpose. Can you bring heaven down to earth? You want to do some real magic? Bring heaven to earth. If all of us were to focus on bringing what we deem to be heaven on earth, dare I say, the world would not be perfect, but it would be so much of a better place. But we are so focused on hell here, on darkness here, on what can take your power here. And if you do this, that's wrong. And if you do that, that's wrong. You will be punished for this. Everything has more power over you. And this is simply not true. You can take this glass of water and heal yourself. Everybody knows the famous story about Brother Bobby Hemmett talking about taking the orange soda and using it as medicine. It's possible. We know that all of us, we haven't got there yet. We're working, but we ain't got there yet. But we're working. Some of us are there, but all of us are not. And so we have things here to assist us, like eating healthy, about understanding about how our body works. But truth is, you want to know how to alchemize your body? Your thoughts. That will change you at a subatomical level. If you cannot hold energy and light inside your body, I don't care what kind of medicine, I don't care what kind of practice, I don't care what kind of food you eat, you are not going to be able to survive. So nothing has more dominion over you. This is why you have to look at things in a holistic way and not a religious way, not a one way. It can't just be through exercise. It can't just be through knowledge. It can't just be through physical acts. And it cannot just be through thoughts. It has to be a holistic system that you bring. But who has the final say is you. You can decide that none of this works for you. You can decide that no food is good enough for you. You can decide that there is no medicine that will work for you. You have dominion over everything on earth. But see, there are some systems that will tell you that the person that has dominion over everything here is the demon. But if you look up and you study and you understand what a demon truly is, you would not fear it. You would not fear the demon, because the demon is something to get you to rise, not something that is taking your power away. We don't have enough time to really get into all of that, but it's a way to expand your consciousness and to get out of these old, outdated, and antiquated spiritual systems. I'm not a fan anymore of any of them. And even when it comes to history, I'm a little cringe. I'm a little cringe because we know that all of this has been finagled. And you have to always take into consideration the eyes and the lens of who's telling the story. And that's why the most important story in your life is the story that you're telling yourself. That's the story I need you to know. That's the story I want you to remember. Hence the reason the self-love is the new shadow work. Self-love is the new shadow work. There is so much goodness in darkness. This is where the gems are, the diamond is, where you find the gold, where the platinum is. Everything good is in the dark, once you can bring it out into the light. And that's what the shadow work is supposed to do. Not tear you up, not take you through this thing. You can do that. You can go through a dark night of the soul, but why? Why would you want to go through a dark night of the soul when there's another way? And this is the lesson for humanity. It's an expansion journey. It's not a religious journey. It's not a spiritual journey. It's a journey of self-awareness. It's a journey of realization. Because once you come into realization, that's when you've come face to face with God. And that reflection of God is what you hear everyone talking about. It's the mirror. Can you see the God within you? Not in the sky, not earth God, because earth God is nothing more than a demigod. Because the earth God is a higher entity, a higher expression of your soul, of all of our souls. It's considered to be source. But that is so many dimensions up. This is why we raise our consciousness, expand our awareness. Our ancestors have been doing it all over the planet since the beginning of time. They're not all telling similar stories because they didn't know about copyright. That ain't why they did that. It's because they were getting the same downloads. They were coming to the realization. That's why I tell you guys, when someone says, yeah, that's confirmation, I want you to move past confirmation. Confirmation is good, but that's first level. I need you to get into realization. Because when you realize something, there is no going back. I can get confirmation all day. I can say, you know what? Thank you. Thank you so much, New Diamond. That's great confirmation. Then I go over here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Just because. That's good confirmation. I got confirmation earlier today. Now this is another confirmation. But once you have a realization, that is pure alchemy that is happening from within. You are forever changed. Your life is never the same. When you realize something, you're like, oh, I didn't see how this is going to end. I'm not doing that. You understand? I have changed. I no longer am doing that. I'm not doing that anymore. You understand? I'm not doing that. So I know this is on with the pitch, but it's all in alignment with a lot of the questions that you all are having. And so a lot of times we get stuck in these outdated thinking patterns. This is also what I believe this comet atlas is here to teach us. It's here to show us. It's bringing something new that this world has never seen before. It's letting you know, I don't care how much you think you know, oh, you don't know a lot. Because it's all kind of shit out here. It's a very elitist mentality to think that we have this huge galaxy. And we the only beings. We the only conscious beings running around this piece. We ain't been able to make it outside our own sphere. But we think we the only living beings on the planet. That has got to be the most arrogant, limitless thinking on the planet. Think about it. You the only one? You the only one. No, you're not the only one. You can't think you the only one. You can't think that we're the only life. This is why societies spend so much money. So much money on space programs. So much. So much. Because we all know that we have an existence. We have a lineage that seeks far beyond here. You know, in my earlier years, even though I'm an alien girl, I talked about my encounter when I was a young girl living in North Carolina and the spaceship came and took me up and all of that. I was very reluctant to bring that component into what I share, what I teach, because I realized that everybody was trying to find a way to get off Earth. Whether it was through religion, whether it was through, we gonna tell you about all our experiences we're having on Mars, Jupiter, other galaxies and other worlds, and we're gonna check out. We're gonna check out. We don't want nothing to do with Earth. We hope earth burn in hell. We want this whole planet to be destroyed. It's corrupt here. And I thought, well, what are you saying, or what are we saying about ourselves? If that is the belief that we're holding, then what must be true for that to be what you hold within your thoughts? That's not true. And the proof is me. The proof is you. It's not true. You know, it's not true. I remember when I first started doing communities and having people together, and they told me, this ain't the kind of thing that we do. It's not going to work, Blue. Now the whole world wants to have their own community, their own tribe, their own people coming together. Can it be challenging? Absolutely. But can it be done? Most certainly. So sometimes people are telling you their limitations on what they can do. I'm one of those teachers that I want y'all to show me. I want you to show me, not out of jealousy and competition. I want you to show me, Ms.Blue. I came to you, you helped me with this. Look at what, baby, look at what I'm doing. I done went beyond you, Ms.Blue. That's the greatest recognition, honor you can pay to anyone that's helped you on your journey. Is to say that the information was helpful, you were able to take it, and you were able to use it, and you were able to forge your way forward. That's the greatest. That's the greatest. Nothing is truly required. But if you want to shine bright, that's how you do it. You know, that's how you do it, is to say, this is the place where I was nurtured, and this person helped me with this, and this person helped me with that, and I took that and I went forward. That's our call from our ancestors and every generation that is behind us. Right? And that's what we're looking forward to for the generations that are coming in front of us. We don't want you to, I don't need you to repeat what I did. I don't need you to come back here to the 1960s and do it like I did it. No, I need you to move forward. How are you moving forward? And this is where we are. We're at the precipice where we've had some things that we've moved forward. That's why new teachers come and new teachers get activated and they emerge on the scene. And they challenge you. And they're going to challenge old ways of thinking. They're going to challenge that. That's why I challenge you guys, and I tell you, I don't recommend anybody joining any of these spiritual systems. I don't care if they're African. I don't care what continent they come from, because they were based on fear. They were rooted in fear. Let's evolve. Let's move forward. Let's get out of the fear. Let's get out of that. Let's get out of the fear. And let's not be afraid to get out here and get this work. No, everybody want the fame, but they don't want to put them hours in. And that's why I love you guys, because y'all ain't afraid to work, baby. Y'all ain't afraid to get this work. Y'all ain't afraid to say, hey, this is the place where the teachers come. This ain't a feeding ground. We don't come here. You don't come here and feed off of this ground. Do your work. Put your work in. Go out there. I know you guys are coming here. You get what you feel you need from me, or you get your confirmation, your realization. We come together. Sometimes we are walking side by side. We are working on the same things at the same time. And then you go out there to your communities and your tribe, and you are putting that work out there and you're moving it forward. That's the real work. Not, I'm Johnny on the spot. I want to come over here and I want to take everything you got. That's that European mindset I'm going to come over here. I'm going to cop what you got, and then I'm going to run back over here. That has kept us stuck. That has held us back for so long. For so, so long. It is time to come out of hiding. It is time to stop overthinking. It is time to whatever that is, and everything is needed. So don't be looking for a title. Don't be looking for a position. Don't be looking for a certain kind of je ne sais quoi. Just do it. Just do it. Do it. And y'all get this. Y'all get me and you get it. I'm not a teacher for everybody. There are some people I piss off because I'm going to challenge you to be the best version of you. The best version of you. The very best version of yourself. And I'm not going to let you do spiritual bypass. Now, we have people, all kinds of people. It's like a family. Everybody know that uncle you don't fuck with. Everybody know that cousin you don't leave your purse out with. Everybody know that. We still love them, but we understand that there has to be boundaries. So by no means am I telling you that I vouch for every single person in this community. I don't have to tell y'all that because y'all know how to use discernment. You understand that. We all kind of jive with that in our own kind of way. But we also understand that when it is time to come together and get this work and do what we need to do, y'all are that one. Y'all are that one. Y'all are that one. That's why I know. I know that my community, I know y'all are that one. Y'all are that one. And it's proud to say that there are other communities out there like that. I'm not saying I'm the only one. But I'm telling you, the uncle though, we all know, everybody know they got that uncle. Everybody know that cousin. When that cousin come, you got a purse, you got something valuable, you better hold on to it. Better hold on to it. And everybody know that other cousin, you can't say nothing to them because they a little shaky baby up here. You just got to kind of ignore them. Everybody know that. We have all of these dynamics. It doesn't change because you come into a quote unquote community, whatever you choose to call it, conscious, spiritual, metaphysical, whatever you call it, they all exist there. You don't get excused from being in that community. Everybody know that. We also know that there's people in our community we got to give a little extra love to. It's taking them a little longer to catch on. And you got to tell the new people, don't mess with that one. That one, don't mess with that one. They a little slow, but we love them and we gonna let them do them. We gonna let them do them. We know that. We know that. We know that. Everybody know that. Everybody know that aunt. It don't matter what you got going on. The whole house could be cooking, music could be playing, people could be drinking, smoking, doing everything. And she gonna say, Sunday, everybody going to church. Everybody know that aunt. You just can't wait till you get old enough that you ain't the one that you got to do what she say. But everybody else, you know it don't matter. Everybody know that other aunt that comes in there and say, it's time to go to bed. Shut it down. Everybody know that. This exists. It exists. Please don't get out here and think. Everybody know that cousin that always bring his best friend that is a womanizer. And every time he see a new relative, ooh, let me holler at you. Everybody know that cousin. Everybody know him. Everybody know that cousin gonna bring that friend, and that's what they gonna do to everybody that come. Everybody know that. Everybody know the people who come, they don't never want to participate. They don't never want to help clean up. They don't want to never help set up, but they coming and they taking 3-4 plates on the door. They not staying. They gonna key, and they going straight in the kitchen and they gonna pile up them plates. They gonna wrap it with aluminum foil and they gonna leave. They didn't donate a dime. They didn't help do nothing. They came and ate and they left. Everybody know that. Everybody also know the ones that's going to stay and say, I'm going to do the dishes for you. We're going to help you set everything back up. Everybody know that. Everybody know that uncle that's going to give a ride to everybody catching the bus because you done stayed too late and the L train or the D bus ain't running no more, and he's going to give everybody a ride. We all know. It all exists. It all exists, and it's going to keep existing. It's going to keep existing. I don't care what kind of part of the world you live in. I don't care where you're from. It exists. Everybody know that person. We all know that. And everybody know with Blue, when I'm done, I'm a tiptoe out the room. You ain't even gonna know I'm gone. I'm gonna go take me a shower. I'm gonna go find me some pajamas if I ain't got none. And I'm about to get me a blanket. And I'm fitting to find me a spot. And I'm about to go to sleep. That's what Blue gonna do. Blue gonna go to sleep. And you gonna look around and say, well, where'd Blue go? She done went to sleep. I'm gone. I'm out. We know that. We absolutely know that. So, hopefully that brought some insight to all of us, so we can understand. Because after all, I did come on because I wanted us to get together and just kind of have a chit chat, see what was going on, kind of take the pulse here for this weekend. I'm going to scan through these questions, see if I see something universal here. Maybe we can get into. Let's see. This is a good one. I don't know. Let's see if this person's still here. See, this is when I need y'all to come online. I need y'all to come online with this one. I need y'all to come online with this one. Who who want to come online with this one? Who want to come online with this one? Who want to come online with this one? Nana Brown. Is Nana Brown still here? Let's see if Nana Brown's still in the building. By the way, hype the video up. I don't know if you guys have done that, but I heard. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys. I got invited to a YouTube event earlier in the week. Clock it. They out here checking for your girl. And I want to say thank you to you guys. But I got invited to a YouTube event. I'll share some of the details. And I'm also going to share how I'm going to change my content up. I felt very inspired. It was very inspiring. Got a chance to meet a lot of other creators from different walks of life, and just to see how they're navigating these different spaces. And so it was good. And from all over the world, and meet some of the faces behind what we call YouTube and their position and their roles and how they're working to build their community, which in turn is a oversold community for all of us who utilize the platform of YouTube and have been here. And it was quite insightful. I'll talk about that. But let's see. I don't know if Nana is still here. Nene or Nana says, what are your thoughts on polygamy? I don't really have any thoughts on it. She says, is it a test? I don't, no, it's not a test. It's not a test. Not like that. It's not a universal test in that way. It's a choice. It's a decision. I'm not against it. I'm not for it. But I do take a little bit of energy with polygamy as in essence, because this has long been a cloak for manipulation. It has long been a cloak for misogynistic behavior. It has long been a cloak for immature sexuality in men. It's been a cloak for dominance. women too, I could say that as well. Um, but in its essence, it was designed to help balance a community so there is no one left behind. And so it can be used when all parties are in their own self knowing and own awareness, and they have come together for whatever that reason is. And I'm not here to judge the reason, but all parties are in their own self awareness and they are freely making this choice, not out of fear, not out of some sort of low self esteem. And this is the masculine party too, or not in some sort of way of soul contract or even some sort of religion contract. That's my issue with it, is that people get into this situation, but they don't have their own self awareness and they're doing it for all the wrong reasons, right? And so, do I think it can have a place? Yes, if all awareness is available and people have their own self awareness and they are conscious of their choice and their decision. And it is not based on fear, it is not based on being manipulated, it is not based on, um, you know, a lack of consciousness. If those things are removed, yeah, I think that it can definitely serve its place. Its place, you know? It can serve its place. It really can. But I thought that was a juicy question, a real juicy question. Some years back, we had someone who came on and talked about it. It got pretty steamy. We have to, what we can do? We can do a throwback of Planet Remix of the remix, and maybe I'll come on and do some reactionary videos, and we'll all just sit around and react to some of the shows that we did, and we'll pause it, and then we'll have a chit chat and a kiki and talk about what happened. You all let me know if you would love to do that as well. Yeah. So listen, my battery is about to die. And I don't have my charger because I'm actually on my laptop. I'm filming on my laptop, and believe it or not, I'm filming like in my kitchen area tonight. And so I don't have my charger, and my battery is about to go out. So we're gonna get ready to wrap this up. And let me see if I can give y'all a call to action. Y'all would love that. Y'all would love that reactionary. I want to say thank you to everyone who gave the super chat donations, who signed up for the self-love is the self-love and that's a good question, Sam Wise. You don't own people. That's right. You shouldn't own people. What is your integrity? Yeah, those are the questions. And what makes you you? And it's okay to be loyal, and it's okay to be B. Yeah, I think loyalty is a good thing. And I think to oneself, you must always be loyal. If you can be loyal to yourself, then you can be loyal to anything that comes into your alignment. That's it. Loyalty is easy. Integrity is easy. If you have integrity, self-integrity, right, with yourself, then you're going to have integrity in anything that you do, period. So it's no such thing as I'm going to be loyal to me, but not loyal to you. No such thing. No such thing. When you break the codes with yourself, you have broken codes with everyone, period. I want to say thank you to Lay Fairy for the super chat donation as well. When you break those codes with see, we break agreements with ourselves first. This is how other agreements get broken. So that's why I always ask the question, who do you trust? Name how many people in your life you trust. I'll wait. How many people? Please reach out if you feel drawn or anyone else inclined in spirit. Reach out for what? What you need us to reach out for, Dark Phoenix? Let me go back up. I must have missed the question. What was the question, Dark Phoenix? You said, Ms.Blue, reach out if you feel drawn. Reach out for what? Tell me what I'm reaching out. What I'm reaching out for. Because I can't reach out. What I'm reaching for. Tell me what I'm reaching for. Tell me because I missed it. Tell me because I missed it. Tell me what I need to reach out for. What you got going on you need me to reach out to you for? My question. What's your question, Dark Phoenix Rising? 555. What's your question? I must have missed your question. Dark Phoenix said my question. What's your question? Breast tumor. Tell me about your question, Dark Phoenix. Let's tell me. I mean, come on, my battery. Wonder powers activate. Y'all activate your wonder powers so we can hold this portal open so I can answer Dark Phoenix's question. I know I have the power to heal. Okay, do me a favor, Dark Phoenix. Write the whole question and then we'll dialogue. Write the whole question and then we'll dialogue. Y'all got y'all wonder powers up? Let me see the stars. Y'all got y'all wonder powers? Because the battery it's gonna go. It's gonna go. The battery is gonna go. So let me know. I kind of like this angle. Y'all like this angle? How y'all feeling about the setup tonight? Okay, Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix, are you coming with the question? I'm waiting. We're waiting on Dark Phoenix. Thank you, guys. LaFrance. Thank you, LaFrance. Thank you, Cassandra. Thank you, Anastasia. Thank you, Jonathan, Soul, Sun, Moon. Thank you, Crush. The charger's right over there. Where? Where the charger at? I don't have a charger. I don't have a charger over here, but I got you. Thank y'all for putting it up. We're just waiting on New Diamond to put the question in the chat. Put the full question because I just seen fragmented pieces and I will answer the question. Tell me what the question is. I just seen something and you have the power to heal and to do that. Glass Moon, welcome. Just because. And New Diamond, thank you for that question. It was a pure activation for me because I went into a whole complete channel with your question about the ringing in the ear or the buzzing or the humming. But there is something holding me back. Okay, Dark Phoenix, I know I'm on delay. So I'm going to give you a moment to catch up, to ask. Let me just put it in here. Okay, there we go. Y'all like this setup? Do y'all like this setup? What is holding me back from healing? Okay, that's the question. All right, Dark Phoenix. So, I don't feel anything is holding you back from healing. Not in the way you think. But here's something I know as a healer who works with energy medicine and healing. you got to get out of your limited way of wanting to heal. Because as a healer, I just want you to heal. I help facilitate healing with people, and I don't care how you heal. I don't care if you use alternative medicine. I don't care if you use traditional medicine. I don't care how you heal, and you shouldn't either. But what is holding you back is because in your mind, you want to do it one way, and that has put blinders on you. That it's only one way. And that's just not how things work. It doesn't work that way. You should not care how you heal if your goal is truly healing. And then to get down to the energetic component of the healing. I want you all to really hear this from me. And I get it. You want to do it yourself. It doesn't matter if you go through Western medicine, you go through alternative medicine, or you go through some form of energy healing, the healing like I facilitate, the Reiki energy healing. The only person that is healing or doing the healing is you. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're taking a herb. I don't care if you are getting some sort of treatment. I don't care if you're getting Reiki done, sound healing. You are the only person that can heal you. So you get to take all the credit. And even though people have wrote me from years and years and years that have told me that I healed them, I always give the credit back to them. But let me tell you something unique about healing. If you're not able to hold energy in your physical body and you are leaking, then it's going to be difficult to heal. And this is where the self-love must come in. But clearly, we don't have enough time for me to get into this. If I do a body scan on you, I know that from what you wrote, it has something to do with your breasts and different tumors and things coming on. I want you to send me an email. Tell me your dark phoenix rising. And let's have a dialogue. And I want to share some things that can facilitate your healing for you. But the first thing that has to shift in your healing is your mind, because you are too limited to how this is happening. And you have to expand your mind. And here's the other thing. I am not a medical doctor, and I don't play one on the internet. But I am a certified holistic practitioner coupled with the things that I do. And the first thing I want to tell you, that if you fall ill, if you become sick, even if your body becomes filled with disease, it doesn't mean you've done something wrong. This is old world thinking that somehow you have just done something completely wrong. And it's not always what people say. Again, this is limited thinking. And they're not wrong. It's just one perspective. If you talk to this group of people over here, they'll tell you that this is what the body is doing and this is what's happening and there is some sort of invasion and this is going on. If you speak to these people over here, they're going to tell you something else. It was in your body. You inherited through your bloodline. You're going to hear all of these different variations. about why this happened and what is going on. I want you to expand that beyond these systems so we can get to the root of what's going on. And I'm not saying that these systems can't support your healing, but these systems are rooted in fear. And when you approach it from a fearful, like something is attacking you and something is doing something to you, it's hard to heal. Self love is the new shadow work. So I'm going to leave it at that. I want you to email me. We can have a conversation. I can give you some things that you can begin to work on. I know that you are open to heal. I just need you to expand your consciousness outside of all the noise, all of the noise, so you can hear yourself. Because it doesn't matter how you heal. The only person that's going to heal you, you get to take credit for that, my beautiful love. You get to take all of the credit because none of it can take place without your consent. So you don't have to worry about, I know it's important for you to do it yourself, but I need you to understand that doing it yourself doesn't literally mean doing it yourself or doing it just one way. There are so many different ways. There is a holistic approach. And I got some stuff for you that I know that it's just going to light your soul up, and you will be able to make the best choice for yourself once you research what I'm giving you and you see what feels in alignment with you. But the first alignment I want you to do is to expand your awareness and begin to ask yourself the question, what if there are so many ways I can heal myself of this? Not just one way, not just two ways, not just three ways. Like, I have all of these ways. I'm kind of overwhelmed of, let me see which way I want to go. And healing starts here. It starts with loving yourself. I want you to rub your hands together and I want you to place them on the part of your body that needs healing. And I want you to send it so much love and so much light. And I want you to just say how much you love your body for being and for showing up for you, for protecting you and healing. Because whenever some disease come in the body, it is the way that our body speaks to us. It's the way that our body talks to us. It is not always because we have done something wrong, and this is somehow the punishment for that. No, that ain't it. So on that note, my loves, I think it is a perfect time for us to get out of here. I would love to hear your thoughts, your takeaways. I've enjoyed the dialogue with all of us here. I love how we come together, how we challenge each other, how we communicate, share our different points of view. It is just making us all more expansive. It's making us more aware. It's helping us all to evolve and to do the things in this world that we all feel that we are truly called to do in the most profound and loving way. Let me know how y'all like this setup. Y'all like this setup. Y'all like the background. Y'all let me know how y'all are feeling this. I kind of miss my board and my mic and all of that. But I also like the simplicity of this too. So when I'm traveling and moving about, I can just, take my little wired headset, pop it in, and I can make it do what it do. Get me a little light, because your girl need a little light, get a little light, and we in there. We're in there. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. So we're going to listen to the outro one more time. I think that'll be good. I love you all so much. Oracle kisses. Let's have a great weekend. And yeah, let's hear this. Oh, wait, call to action. I want us to have a call to action. Hold on, hold on. Let me see. I thought I wrote some notes on what I want that to be for us. And let me see if I can find my notes on it. I know. Woo! Let's see. All right, let's see. Let's see. So now, make sure and okay, wait. This isn't the note. I'm sorry. I'm trying to pull up my note, y'all, on my phone. On my phone. Just give your girl a minute. And I got to text my friend back and let her know that I'm on live. Usually it's my friend or my sister. Them two, if I'm live, they're always going to be there. Mm-hmm. Okay, so here we go. This is what we're going to do for the call to action. This is what, ooh, we not talking about the PP, is we? We not talking about PP, right? I remember when Brother Panic Aunt first came on the show. Y'all just made me have a whole flashback. I'm gonna tell this flashback. We're gonna get out of here. And this could be one of the throwback shows, but Brother Panic's aunt came on, and she's a nurse, and she was talking about this treatment that she came up with. Um, who are you telling to reach out if they feel called to do so? You telling me to reach out? Am I reading old notes? But listen, but what happens, this is actually, and it's not something she created, but she brought the awareness that you can actually drink your urine. And I'm not advocating someone do it. It's called urine therapy. And it's a powerful medicine for the body. It needs to be done a certain way. And she's a nurse, and she was dealing with patients who have severe asthma and respiratory issues and other things going on in the body. And she actually walked us through the process on that show of how to do it. But it is not something you should do because unless you research it, because done the wrong way, you might not get the results you want. But that made me think of that. I need to redo that show. And maybe that'll be one of the shows we listen to because she dropped some great information. It's Panic's aunt, and she's such a joy. She was such a beautiful joy to have on the show and to talk about all of those ways of healing and, to do all of those healing things, as well as many of the shows with Queen Afua and many of the shows I've done with a lot of the healing herbs. And, back then it just wasn't a whole lot of people talking about it like now. And so, yeah, that was a great flashback. Okay, so call to action, and then we're going to get out of here. We're going to get out of here. Yes, I think I'm gonna go in the, well, they're still up on the internet. If you Google them, those shows will come up because the remix feed is still live, and after 15 years plus, 20 years plus, almost every single one of those shows are available still to hear. Okay, So, this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to take some time and journal what came through for you tonight. Just journal. Just take a moment and journal it. Sit with in silence for a minute. And then just allow your higher self to kind of answer the question for you, like to finish answering what that download meant for you. And if we're still here listening at the end, let's see what sign we're going to put up at the end. If you are still here, whether you're live or you're coming from the past and you're traveling to the time as now, or you were in the future and you traveled back to this moment, if you're still here listening, put a star in the room. You're going to put a star. You're going to put a star by your name in the comment. And I want to say thank you to, who was this? Someone else just gave a super chat. Robin, thank you for the super chat donation. All right, so here we go. So everybody understand the call of action. Feel free to like, subscribe, hype this video up, and introduce yourself to me if you are new. Tell me where you're tuning in from. Know that I'm always interested in connecting and hearing from you. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. We're going to hear all about frequency as we close out. Love you all so much. Peace and love. Ciao, soul family. Peace and love.
Yeah, come closer. Welcome to the sound. Welcome to the flow. This is all about frequency with Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle. Speaks in rhythm, she moves in light, dropping jewels of the spirit in the day and night. Ms.Blue with a message, a voice so true. Every code she delivers is a gift for you. It's all about frequency. Ms.Blue is the key, the music is the portal, the path to be free. Ooh, we rise, higher we climb, guided by the oracle, in rhythm, in time. Yeah.
Look at all of mine.
The frequency's clear, the soul shines through. Say it with me. I can alter my course at any time. Yeah. You're tuned in with Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle. This is all about frequency.
Peace and love. Ciao.